Hello, and welcome to the Sheila C. Hill Show. And that C stands for come on in this room and have a sit down so we can chit chat just for a little while. Listen, baby, the Sheila C. Hill Show is the ultimate go-to podcast for ambitious individuals just like you who want to live a more fulfilling and successful life to get valuable insights, expert tips, and inspiring stories to help you improve your lifestyle, grow your business, or just simply enhance your emotional well being. Listen, in every episode, you're going to gain practical tips and insightful wisdom in the company of like-minded community, very supportive community, which I call Sheila's Thrive Tribe. That's why we're here. We're here to thrive, baby. And if you're new to the show, I'm your host, Sheila C. Hill, and I would just like to say hello. Hola, bonjour, como está? Ni hao, howdy, and what's up, y'all? Let's get into the episode today. But before we do that, you're new, so you must subscribe, follow, and share, and tell Mama them that the Sheila C. Hill Show is on with a special guest on today. Let me tell you. Nothing but the best. I be trying to told y'all that the Sheila C. Hill Show be bringing the cream of the crop, baby. I be bringing it, and today's guest is nothing short than amazing entrepreneur. Listen, she has over 20 years of being a registered nurse. Listen, thank you for your services because that is amazing. And you're awesome. She's an awesome mom, a yaya to two amazing little people. So cute and they're adorable. She is pure happiness when she's helping someone. She is a giver. She is a caretaker at heart. But her career has taken her many places. And what she's most proud of is just maneuvered her into the newest endeavor as a nurse coach. What? I know. Have you heard of a nurse coach? Listen, I got one here, the best for you. She's going to just impart and just share with her journey, her entrepreneur journey. I am so glad to have her here. That's my sis too. Welcome, Adjuan Edgerson. Woo! Welcome to the Sheila C. Hill Show.
Hey,
So glad that you're here. Woo! Listen,
thanks for
there's a
having
lot
me.
of things that you do, and just wearing all the hats that we have to wear is just can be challenging at times. But overall, can you just sort of tell us your journey, your entrepreneur journey in a nutshell?
Whew. Yeah, I can. Actually, my entrepreneurial journey actually began probably right shy of 2017, 2018, when I decided to open up a CBD shop. And that was my start of my entrepreneurial journey. I had no idea what I was in for. I was fresh. I had never taken a business class. I knew nothing. Needless to say, that journey has evolved. It's evolved into so much more. I am now the owner of Blended Roots Wellness and Consulting, where I actually started out helping people with anxiety and depression, because that was my journey, that was my story, and that's what led me to
Mhm.
walking away from bedside nursing. And so as I evolved on that journey, I realized that, I can do so much more. And so when I start realizing how much more I can do, and the nurses that were suffering from mental health issues from the jobs that did not care about us, it was proven to me during COVID how they didn't value me, when they wouldn't give me the proper mask. And the CEO of the hospital told me to put it on and save it. And I couldn't believe that. Like, I really couldn't believe that. And so I called the agency that I was working for at the time, and all they could tell me was, if you put that mask on, we'll pay you $98 an hour now. But from $33 an hour to $98 an hour. And I know some of you guys would say, I'll put that mask on, right? No, not me. not me. Not me, because in my career as a ER trauma nurse for many years in New Orleans, I was never paid $98 for the trauma that I had to endure, right, on a day-to-day basis. Therefore, it taught me that I was worth a whole lot more, because if you're willing to pay me 98, that means you must be making 200 off of me being here, right? So at that point, it was time
Come
to
on.
do something. So I walked out. I left. I left and left that $98 right there. And I've never gone back, because then I recognized my value and I understood what I can do from that point on. And so I left that job and I never went back to bedside nursing. I started my own business. And during COVID, I started a COVID lab, a mobile lab where it was easy, y'all. It was easy. Talking about made $10,000 in a day. You know what I'm saying? Like going out testing, and I was by myself, a one woman show. So no one can't tell me what can't be done, because it can be done. Okay. And so from there, my business just kind of evolved. And now I am a nurse I coach nurses, nurse to boss. And so in 90 days, I will help them structure their business, find their niche, build their business credit, get certified. We doing big things because we don't have to settle anymore, and we do not have to be subjected to the abuse that we receive on these jobs. I mean, I gave nursing, bedside nursing, 18 years of my life, and I can barely remember some of my kids' moments that I missed because I was in the hospital given to people who would never give back to me,
Mm.
And yeah, it was a rewarding career. I love patients, I love people, but I recognize that I can still love people and still give to people on the outside. So that's what I do now. Yeah. So that's been my journey.
Wow. Listen, sis, that is an amazing story. Like, because listen, I was over here doing the math with the $98. I'm like, if 98, I mean, $98 an hour, and how, well, your shift was what, in
12
a
hour
week?
shifts.
How often you work? How many hours?
Yep. 3 or 4 days a week. So
That
at least 36 hours, no less than 36 hours, sometimes more.
36 times 98. That's in a week. $3,528 a week times
But
4 weeks.
you
Listen,
also
I'm
have
really doing
to
this math.
But you also have to think about, people were dying. This was in the peak of
Right.
COVID, and people in that facility were dying. So therefore, and my daughters were pregnant at the time. There was so much uncertainty
Mm,
around COVID, right?
right.
And if I had been a newer nurse, or I guess I would have given in to that $98, right? But I mean, I've
Right.
been on some journeys. I've been a director of nursing before in a facility that I had to build up and got 200
Okay.
and something Medicare patients myself. Like, I made the company millions of dollars. So when I got to sit quiet, because God will make you get quiet when He wants to give you a message, okay? And I got quiet. And in my quiet time, He showed me all that I have done in my career. And He said, if you can make this one rich and you can make that one rich, think about what you could do for you. And so that's what I had to do. I had to sit down and do it for me. And when I say did it as a one man army, a one man army. Okay. So, I mean, that's why I said no one can tell me what can't be done, because it can be done. And if you pay attention, God is always revealing something to you.
But it really left a message saying, I cannot be bought. And you
Right.
have everything that you need in you. You just needed to get out of that comfort zone, which we know a lot of entrepreneurs, we stay in that comfort zone and depend on your skills because you're already doing it for someone else. Do it for
Exactly.
yourself. Have the confidence in yourself to know, hey, I can do this. And it was proven $10,000. I mean, that was just not even blinking. Like, really?
Exactly.
Wow, that's
Exactly.
awesome. I'm so glad that you actually took the time and did that. Now, when we talk, you mentioned about the mental health piece of it. And that's one thing I love to spotlight on the Sheila C. Hill show because I battled with it as well.
Mhm.
Depression and anxiety, and it will get the best of you. How did
Mhm.
you navigate from dealing with at your lowest point? What was something that brought you up?
I'm going to be completely honest and completely transparent with you. Um, a lot of prayer and a lot of meditation um, helped me through it. I did not know what I was facing. To be honest with you, I didn't know what I was facing. But a girlfriend of mine, which I say she's a messenger from God, because she came to me um, some months before COVID, and she said, "You need to start meditating. We're about to go into a quiet season." I didn't know what that meant, and I was like, meditating, girl, I have an ADHD brain. Like, it is all over the place. Like, I have 20 tabs open at one time, right? And she said, no. She said, you're going to learn and you're going to start with 5-minute meditations. And so I did. And I'm also be honest with you, antidepressants, they didn't work for me. Um, Antidepressants made me actually more wacky. They made me more wacky. I gained a lot of weight. I was up to almost 150 pounds. And I am a small frame, and my doctors have never wanted me to go over 127 pounds because I have family history of heart disease. And what happened with the antidepressants? I got heart disease. I got heart disease and high blood pressure, and had to go on several medications during that time. And everyone would look at me and like, well, you're not that big. And I'm like, but I'm 5 foot tall. My BMI was all over the place. So therefore, I was on these medications now. So what did I do? I leaned into cannabis. I leaned in. I leaned in hard. Like, I leaned in, and I will be honest with you, between hemp and cannabis, it saved my mental. Like, it saved my mental. But I will also tell you, just like everybody is not meant for every season of your life, everything isn't meant for every season of your life. So you have to be mindful, and you have to be careful of how you use these things, right? Because sometimes you can use them to a fault. And I found myself in a place where I was more dependent on that cannabis, right, than anything else. So it became a 3, 4, 5 time a day use type of thing instead of a 1 time a day use type of thing, right? So I say that to say, during this time, I became a certified cannabis nurse. I actually took the classes. I learned. I learned exactly how to dose it. I learned how to make my own medicine. I learned how to make medicine for other people. And through that journey, though, I also learned what's good for me and what's not good for me, right? And so I I will tell everybody I am 2 months now, 2 months clean of THC. And I say that very proudly because the thing that saved me also caused me to become very cloudy and very foggy in my mental. Okay. So, and
Mm.
because of
Woo!
menopause, and because of like I'm 47. Okay, so menopausal symptoms, they're here, they're present. Okay, I could burst into flames probably at any second right now. Okay, y'all don't judge me if y'all see me sweat, but I mean, it's just one of those things. But the mental fogginess and the haze that you get from that, and then you add THC on top of that, it started messing with my business. It messed up with my business because I missed out on opportunities because I could not think clearly. So therefore, I have pivoted a great deal, and I've also pivoted my business. And this is one of the reasons why I'm going to more coaching, because my coaching is a different coaching style. I am more of a holistic coach because I know that your mental health suffers in entrepreneurship. It is a fact. Most entrepreneurs suffer from anxiety and depression because why? It is a lonely journey. Not everybody
Come on.
understands the way your brain works. They do not understand it. Therefore, you can't go to your family and say, "Hey guys, I'm struggling with boo 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 boo." They don't know. Like they're looking at you like, is that really a problem? Like that's not a problem, and you're like, yeah, it's stressing me out. You know what I'm saying? But everyone doesn't get it. And
Yeah.
that's why everyone's not meant for every season and everything isn't meant for every season. So you got to keep it in perspective. So I do focus on anxiety and depression a lot because it is something, mindset is everything when you get into entrepreneurship. And if you don't have a clear head, you will make a lot of mistakes. So my journey is to save people time and money and their mental.
I love it. And thank you for what you do because so many people need it. It's a taboo sometimes when we talk about the mental health, the stigma that comes with it. Wow, you're just dropping some gems. Okay, wait a minute. I want to back up. Okay, you just said about coaching. So you coach business people, but are you coaching nurses who want to go into business? Or is it a combination of nurses and just individual business people?
I have one program where I'm coaching nurses. That's my Nurse to Boss coaching program. And I that is where the nurses
Okay.
get one-on-ones with me. We're working through it. I'm actually helping them because see, as a nurse, you are gifted in so many different things, right? And so I'm not saying that no one else isn't gifted in so many different things, but as a giver, there is so many things that you can do because we wear 20 hats in the hospital. Like they pay us for one job, but we do 20 different jobs in the hospital, right? We got to be the secretary, we got to be, we got to be the orderly, we have to be the CNA because half the time you don't have
Mhm.
one. We have to be the phlebotomist because they can't stick, or so it's so many different things. And so it's cultivating the mindset for nurses to make them know that you can hone in on one thing and you can perfect that, and it could blossom into this beautiful business, right? So my other portion of my coaching is I have a mentorship program that is actually about to launch, and that is for all people with startups, just anyone who has a startup business and they want to
Okay.
just start from ground level. So I will coach everyone in that mentorship. Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And that's so needed because I forget the stats, but there are some major stats of how many new business owners there are and what the projection is for the coming few years. Um, COVID really taught a lot of lessons of how to pivot and how to start your own business. And a lot of people just started. However, I what I've noticed is a lot of people's foundation is not right, baby. Boo boo, get you a coach. Just because you get your LLC or whatever status you're getting with your business doesn't mean
Yes.
that that's it. You have to build
That
it
doesn't
and so that
constitute a business.
foundation can be firm.
Mhm.
Right. So
Mhm.
please, this is so important, and people do not put the value on it. You have to get all your ducks in a row. You got to build it because, and then start building that business credit. But if you don't do the stuff from the beginning, how can you build on a shaky foundation? Because you just got your
Yes.
LLC and that's it.
And I learned that the hard way because I started without a coach, right? I started without a coach, and I started without, like I told you, I started without any business classes or anything because I went to nursing school, baby. I went to nursing school. We were hands on. I didn't go to nursing school where we were taking all of these classes and business classes and things like that. No, I went to school at Charity Hospital in New Orleans. We went in the hospital. We did it. Okay. So you asked me to go in there and work with my hands, and I got you all day. So I was at a serious curve, right? And so for me, my give back to people is really to save them time and money because it's not that hard. but it needs to be done correctly the first time, because you can waste lots of money and lots of time. And guess what? The one thing you'll never get back is time. You will never get that time back. And time is not on our side. Like, I don't know if people realize that or not, but time is not on our side. And so therefore, we need to make the best of it in the shortest amount of time possible, right? And this is our time. This is it. And so the faster we can put it together, and I tell you something, it's been funny on this business journey, because lots of people approach me with business propositions, want me to go into business with them and things like that. But then you start digging and you hear how their business is set up, and you run, because you recognize that it's not set up properly, right? And I thank God for my coach, okay? Because
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
coach, our coach, where we met,
Yes.
baby, when I tell you, Coach Brooks really was the biggest blessing that I got on this journey, right? And I don't know how I found her. I
Yeah.
knew I prayed for her, and she appeared. And when she appeared, she may know this and may not know this. For probably a year and a half, she was more like a life coach for me than a business coach, because
Mm.
my
Wow.
mindset was not ready. My mindset was not there yet. And in entrepreneurship, mindset is actually 80% of it all. And I wasn't ready. She had to cultivate my mindset, because I was still in nurse mode. I hadn't transferred from nurse to boss.
Mm.
And she actually would get on our VIP calls and let me vent. She would listen to me. I cried on every call. I cried for the first year and a half. I cried on every call that we were on, to be completely transparent. I cried. And I cried because I was struggling. And she constantly told me, "You're a powerhouse. You're a powerhouse. You have to decide which thing you want to hone in on." And she wanted me to coach from day one. And I fought her on that. I was like, no, no, I'm not coaching. I was like, people don't listen. People want to do what they want to do, whatever. But you know what the thing about that is? I was doing everything for free. And people don't value what they don't pay for. That's it. They don't value what they don't pay for. So I was talking to the wrong
Period.
people. I was talking to the wrong people, because I was talking to those people that wanted something for free, and they were okay with taking from me, right? But maybe they didn't follow through, maybe they did, but the fact of the matter was, they didn't value it. So I had to change in order to be the change.
Mm.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. I love that. I love that. I hear a saying, it says, if people don't pay, they don't pay attention. And that is so
Yeah.
true. That
Mm-hmm.
is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now, all right, let's talk about from nursing to coaching to cannabis to, because I'm seeing you have different levels, right? So at
Mm-hmm.
some point you had to pivot with
Mm-hmm.
life and with the businesses. Tell me how that pivoting actually worked for you, or advice that you can give. First, let's talk about how it worked for you. How did you know it was time to pivot? And then advice for those who may feel that they're at that spot as well.
So I knew it was time to pivot when my business came to a stall, when I felt stuck. I felt stuck, and I no longer felt like my business served me, because I didn't feel like I was serving the correct people. And I had this desire to be at these tables where I was no longer accepted. And I think, I don't have verification of this, but I think I was not accepted because of the cannabis part, right? Because I was very open,
Ah,
because I'm a very open
mm,
person, and I don't feel like I need to hide anything from anybody, especially when something has healed me and helped me, right? So I wouldn't say that I was a person that was addicted to something. However, I will say it became a habit, right? And so, like I said, it didn't serve me anymore. So therefore, when I was recognizing that these people were viewing me not as the nurse with 21 years experience who's been a director of nursing, who's built businesses, who has, I mean, done all of these amazing things, they didn't see any of that anymore. They saw cannabis. And that wasn't what I wanted for myself. However, I still teach in cannabis. I still teach people. I
Mm.
still know that there are people that need me because the physicians don't know how to dose it. So they need me, and I'm still willing to assist and help in that arena, but my business can't grow there. So I felt the need to pivot. And the pivot is real and it is difficult. And it is filled with uncertainty, right? It's filled with uncertainty. But what is it? What isn't filled with uncertainty? And it's a
Yeah.
risk. I will say that it's a risk. But you know what? We take a risk every day when we wake up. And we're allowed a fresh start every day that God allows us to wake up and take a new breath. And I was hung up for a while. I will tell you that. I was hung up for a while wanting to make this pivot. I had consultations with some great cousins of ours, and I worked out the whole pivot. I had my whole birthing plan, right? And then I was getting ready to
Okay.
release it, and I stalled again because pivoting is difficult. It is difficult because you don't know how your followers are going to take that, right? And so this is what hangs most people up. They're like, oh, I'm going to be judged. Let me tell you something. You're going to be judged no matter what you do. So do what's best for you.
Say that.
They're going to judge you anyway. And the same people that's looking and watching and judging, they not paying your bills. They're not paying your bills. They're not even supporting you for real, right? So honestly, we can't get hung up there. That's the wrong place to get hung up, right? So I would say when you're really ready to pivot and you're really ready to pivot, get you a coach because even the coach needs a coach. I have several at this point.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
So even the coach needs a
definitely.
coach. Yeah. Yeah.
I have five, sis. I have five coaches. And yes, that is so true. Listen, I am so glad. All right. So when you mentioned about being in the cannabis, people didn't see you for the hard sweat and tears, the sweat equity that you had with nursing. And
Hmm.
then sometimes when you've been dealing with cannabis, then they see you as a rebel. They,
Hmm. Hmm.
there's an image that comes with that.
Stigma.
And I speak
Hmm.
from experience because I'm in the hemp industry. Yeah, that
Hmm.
stigma. So with me being in the hemp industry, so many different things that you have to, the red tape that's involved and the different things, and just working. Let me tell you this. Listen, somebody had reached out and they needed a guest on their podcast. Do you know I got denied because I put down hemp? I have a CBD dispensary.
I believe
Like,
it. I believe it.
is
Hmm.
y'all judging me?
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
was
I
hurt.
believe it. Hmm.
I was like,
That's how
that
I
helped
feel.
me. I'm a chronic pain sufferer. Help me.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
natural. It helps. So,
Hmm.
but people are stuck in their ways and they will never change. Some will, some will not. And a lot of the challenge is trying to educate people on it. And kudos to you. And I'm so glad that you finally
Thank
listened to
you.
Coach Brooks and went into coaching because you have that heart, that passion, the knowledge, the experience to help these people maneuver where they need to go. Shout out
Yes.
to Coach Brooks, is my coach as well, my business coach. She is Coach Latasha Brooks. Listen, if you need a coach, she'll
Yes.
take you to the next level as well. Um,
Yes.
but at this time when we when we look at everything in a nutshell, if you can push back and look at your journey, what's one thing that you would change? If you had to go all over again and begin your entrepreneur journey, what would you do different?
If I had to do it all over again, I would have listened to my coach a long time ago, and I would have been coaching, because I know that God gave me a gift. Like, my gift is communication. Like, I love people. I've never met a stranger. I talk to everyone. There is no person in a room that I won't reach in one way or another. And I think I missed out on a lot of opportunity running away because of being afraid. In a sense, fear plays a big part in a lot of entrepreneurs' lives, and that fear comes in different forms. And some people may not want to call it fear, but self-doubt, procrastination, all of those things. And when you are not in tune with the mind body connection, and you let your conscious mind dictate instead of dealing with your subconscious mind, yeah, it goes way deep. So I honestly, the big thing was, I would be I would have been coaching. I would have been coaching, because that is actually my desire, is to be a motivational speaker. I want to be on stages. I want to be worldwide. Like, why would I run from that for so long? And I literally ran from it. I literally ran from it. And coach has told me time and time again, been telling me forever. She's been wanting me to start these programs, and I finally started these programs. Like, I finally have people on my wait list, like, ready to be in this program. And but one of the things is, if I'm not 100% whole with myself, I'm not going to give you 85% of me. I'm going to give you 100%. And so until I felt like I was 100%, I was not launching any programs. And that was just where I was with it. And
See,
and I'm
but that
healed.
speaks volumes. That that speaks volumes of your character, because so many people and so many coaches out here, that's why coaches get a bad rap, because they're
Mhm.
money hungry.
Mhm.
It's about how
Mhm.
much, get them in the room, get them in the room, sell to them, sell to
Mhm.
them. But you have a
Mhm.
passion for people to help them, because you're a nurse. Number one, you have to have that
Mhm.
compassion, and you want to make sure everything is right. And I appreciate that, because listen, I done seen some stuff now. I'm just like, why is y'all doing this? And then your program ain't is even is crappy.
I've been scammed. Trust me, I've been scammed. Okay, so I definitely know I've been scammed. Okay, and I would never do that to someone. If you
Yeah,
say that you're gonna deliver something, deliver it. Okay, deliver it. And so
deliver it.
that's how I feel. And
I
and
love it.
because when your mental space is not where it needs to be, you don't have any business coaching anybody. I mean, that's just it in a nutshell. You just should not coach anyone if your mental space is not there. And for the first time in nearly 3 years, I'm clear. Like, my mental space is clear. I can give my all to my mentees. I can give my all to my followers. Like, this is me. Like, this is me 100%. And so, and I'm so grateful to God for keeping me in this space where I didn't give up, because giving up was always, I quit my business every day. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I quit every day. I was like, this is it. Got to go back to the hospital. This is it. Got to go back to the
Ah,
hospital. Because that is the easy thing to do, right? Because what I said, I know how to work with these hands. But see,
yeah.
the tech stuff is another thing, right? So I had to figure out easy maneuvers with the tech thing. So even if you're not tech savvy, you good with me, because I got you. Because I'm not that huge tech person, but I could do enough. I can do enough
Yeah.
to make the business run.
You
And
can
that's
do
all
enough,
you
and you have connections with people who are.
Yes. Yes,
You have connection
absolutely.
with people who can get it done. So listen, you still a whole package,
That's the
sis.
thing.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Okay. So for your, yes, connection, collaborating, networking, all of that.
Hmm.
So question is, for your nurse to boss program mentorship, how long is it? What's the duration?
90 days. 90 days. In those 90 days, you're going to have 3 1-on-ones with me, one each month, so that I can make sure that you're on track. You're going to have access to me. So there's never going to be a time where you're not going to be able to get your questions answered because we have a private Facebook group. We are going to have
Okay.
mentorship meetings every week. We're going to have a mentorship meeting, which may be a Q&A. It may be a workshop. I have amazing connections. I got great cousins that know a lot of stuff.
Yes.
So guess what? If there's a business you want to start and I don't know about it, I got somebody who knows about it. Okay, so and that's the
Yes.
beauty of it. And so with that, there's a community around you, of people who are doing the exact same things, right? And that's what people get hung up. I know because when I first started my business, I was so angry and I was
Okay.
so frustrated with how I was treated in the hospital that I was like, I'm starting my business by myself. I'm going to be a one woman show. Baby, don't wish that on yourself. Don't do that. Because guess what? You can go much further with a group, with some help, okay, with some assistance. But by yourself, it takes a lot longer. It's a longer journey, okay? I did that journey. I want to save people from doing that journey because that lonely journey causes depression, anxiety, overwhelm. It causes all of the things. It causes self-doubt, procrastination, because when it's just you trying to muddle through everything, it's no fun. It's no fun. I did that already. So I'm here to tell people that I want to be a one woman show.
Mm-mm.
Baby,
Not
give
at
that up.
all.
Give that up. Okay. Today. Give it up. Release that. Because that is a trauma bond. That's a trauma bond. We're gonna release it. Yeah.
Ooh, come on. Let it go. Let it go. I love it. I love it. Okay, so how can someone who is interested and they resonate with you and they said, listen, I am tired of being where I am. I'm going to make a difference and I'm going to step out on faith. I'm going to do this. I'm going to finally do this. How do they reach you? How do they get in contact with you? How do they go about this? What's your contact information?
Okay. So I am on pretty much all the social media platforms as Adjuan Edgerson. I'm also known on in the social media streets as Nurse Unscripted. Um, because of course, as you can tell, I march to the beat of my own drum. So yeah, so Nurse Unscripted on TikTok and on Instagram, Facebook, Blended Roots Consulting. Um, in on my bios there's a link to my beacons, which is my link. That's my full link with all of my links in there, and in there
Okay.
is a wait list for my nurse to boss program. There is also a contact, so you can contact me by emailing me, or you can email me at info@blendedrootsconsulting.com. I do respond. Just give me a couple of days if you email me, because I get a lot of emails all day. um, but if you DM me on social media, I'm sure to get back with you probably within moments, because it is me. It is not a bot. It is me. Um, I do all my social media myself because I actually enjoy social
Mhm.
media. So and that is also one thing that I teach my people, because of course, if you are someone that's had a career already and you haven't been in these social media streets, I teach you how to grow your social media. I've organically grown my social media. I am at I think almost 16K followers on TikTok organically. I've never paid for any ads. I've never paid for any followers or anything like that. But I do study the algorithms and I do understand how platforms work. And so that is one thing that I actually, because believe it or not, social media can make you rich. So
That is so true. That's awesome. All right, you all, you heard her social media handles. Go follow her. Um, go like her content as well. TikTok. I'll be seeing some of your TikTok. You be making a ruckus over there at TikTok.
yeah, look, you have to. You got to shake things
I was
up.
like,
I
oh
mean,
my gosh, yes, you be shaking it
Nurse
up.
Unscripted.
I love it. I love it. Nurse Unscripted. I love it. I love it. Okay, before we go, any last words that you may have, encouragement, wisdom, gems that you want to drop for our viewers who may be at a place where they're stuck or they're in need to pivot? Is there anything you need to want to say to them to end it out today?
I will tell you guys, if you are stuck, seek coaching. Seek coaching now. The opportunity that we have right now to establish our businesses, to grow our businesses, to become millionaires, is only here now. Things are getting, a little tougher sometimes. So let's band together, get a group, get into some mentorship, um, get what you need. There are good people out here. Be selective, be careful, because there are a lot of scammers out here. But we are here. Sheila's here. I'm here. Reach out to us. Even if you have a question, reach out to us before you make that mistake, because we work too hard for our money to get scammed. Okay. And there are good people out there that really, really want to see you succeed. So don't stay stuck, and don't stay in a comfort zone, guys. I don't think I ever told y'all that, but I'm going to tell y'all, my husband hates for me to say this, but comfort zones are for losers and we're winners. Okay. We were born to win. God sacrificed himself for us to win. Okay. He meant for our good. So don't be too comfortable. Let's get uncomfortable. Let's shake things up. The world is ready for us. It's ready for us.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Thank you. That would definitely is going to be a social media post. Comfort zone is for losers. Are you a loser?
Right. Don't be a loser. We're
I love
winners.
it. I love it. I will definitely give you credit for that one.
Yeah.
Yes, we are winners. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing all your
You're
wisdom and your
welcome.
advice, all the gems with so many people. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh.
Thank you for having me.
Let's give her a round of applause. It was awesome. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you for having
And
me.
have a
Appreciate
good day. And I'm going to
you
put you
too.
backstage and then we'll close it up for today. Let me tell you, that's funny. Okay, I'm really still really for real talking about the comfort zone. I actually got some tears in my eyes. Comfort zones is for loser. Are you a loser? Don't be a loser. Don't be a loser. Listen, Adjuan, she just really just poured out herself. Realistic, being real, being transparent. That's what I love our guests to be, because you can tell all about the highs. You can tell about $10,000 week, $10,000 day, but then tell us about how you got there. Give us the blueprint. Give us the steps. And as you heard, she is a coach. She's a nursing coach, and then she's a new business startup coach. Please reach out to her. The information is in the show notes. Um, I just love bringing authentic people to the show, and you can understand where their passion is. It's not about the money. Listen, if it was about the money, she would have took that $98 an hour. What? But it's not. You have to have standards. You have to have have to have something. So I love the whole episode today. So if it resonates with you, please hit us up in the comments. Give us some feedback. If you would like to be a guest and you have some inspirational story that you want to share, you can teach our audience, reach out to us and request to be a guest on the SheilaCHillShow.com. We would love to have you. But in the meantime, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Until the next time on the Sheila C. Hill Show, you are loved and highly appreciated. Love, peace, and hair grease, baby.